Hello and welcome to the Upstate Blue Shirts New York Rangers podcast, a podcast about the New York Rangers from upstate New York. I am Travis, and then today we have finally our regular secondary host, Nico. Nico, go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks, a little background, a little history of the Rangers.
Hey, yo, what's up? Been a Rangers fan for a long time, grew up a Rangers fan. My mother loved Mark Messier, so I was kind of thrown into the mix from a very early age. I did stray away for a little bit though. Local celebrity for those of you who paid attention to hockey in the late 90s, early 2000s. Craig Conroy is from the area, met him, followed him around for a little bit. Then as soon as he retired, I got back on the Rangers bandwagon, if you will. Um, but been following the team ever since. Love where we're at right now. I've just I I'm really hoping for a fucking cup before I die because we haven't had one since the year I was born.
I was going to say I was 3.
Yeah, the year I was born.
So it's a long time. And quite frankly, I'm sick of seeing organizations that I don't fucking like win.
Absolutely.
Looking at you, Chicago, looking at you, Boston. Um,
Looking at you, Tampa.
especially Tampa, but that's for another podcast. Um, a fun little side note here, guys. So I obviously plug this podcast on our Short Fat and Balding podcast, and I plug Short Fat and Balding here. But the fun thing is, the reason why this podcast exists is because our third host in Short Fat and Balding is terrible with hockey, and Nico and I, hockey's like our number one. So we're like, you know what, fuck it. We're gonna go make our own podcast about just the Rangers, so we can talk about that. So we're finally together. We're finally coordinated between our
I'm
schedules.
always I'm always just chomping at the bit to talk the Rangers,
Yeah,
and it really does piss me off because he claims the Rangers so hard,
he's
but
hard set.
his favorite player has not been on our team in what, 5, 6 years?
Longer than that, buddy.
Has it been?
Yeah, Danny Carcillo was like that
No,
picture.
not him. Not
Oh,
him.
Tanner Glass.
No, Zook.
Oh, uh, yeah, I think 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Sorry, I'm literally eating goat cheese and raspberry.
Oh, all right.
It's delicious.
Strange snack for 10 o'clock at night,
It
but
is,
I'll
but
allow
I opened my refrigerator and I saw raspberry preserves, goat cheese, as well as Ritz crackers, and I was like, no brainer,
it.
easy peas. It was like God was speaking to me. Um, so diving into it, obviously, I know because we texted back and forth that you watched the Detroit game.
I did, yes.
Um,
I was watching it while we were recording Short, Fat, and Balding.
that's true. I mean, I was at the arena until 9 o'clock, so.
Yeah,
But then
no,
we did watch the
I
third
watched the
period
whole game.
together as one, even if James can't because his computer sucks. But um, so it was. I mean, they came out to obviously it was weird. It was like a tale of 3 periods. Like the first period, we outshot him. I think.
Very slow going.
Yeah, we outshot him like 12-5, but there was no real like crazy chances. Even the one goal was like kind of a fluky thing. Um,
Yeah,
it got up over his shoulder from a very
over a
extreme angle.
very sharp angle.
So I mean that was a fluke, and then like all of a sudden the Rangers were like, "Oh right, we're a good hockey team," and they put 4 on the board in the second.
Yeah,
And I mean, dude, and I know that this is the first time me and you have been together on this podcast, but the fucking power play is buzzing this year, dude.
dude, the power play has always been unreal. It's been our strength for the better part of 5 years now. And the only thing that always killed us was one, the penalty kill,
Yep.
and two, we're just dog shit in 5-on-5.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I'm glad,
But the
but
crazy
we
thing about the
we have been.
oh yeah, but the crazy thing about this year's power play is fantastic, top 5 in the league, and Mika's only scored 1 power play goal.
Well, yeah, Kreider's got the other 12.
I'm pretty sure that I think he has 6.
I know that was wildly exaggerated.
No, I know, but that's still crazy. I think he's got 6, and then Panarin has a couple. Oddly enough, Laffy has a couple.
Lefty, yeah. Let's see.
But that's because
Uh,
unlike
Kreider has 6. Foxy's got 3. Trocheck has 2. And then Mika, Laffy, and Panarin all have 1.
okay, Panarin just has 3,438 points.
Yeah, dude, that line on the power play is ridiculous
Yeah, I mean
because
honestly,
we, like I said in the group chat the other day, the dual PPG strikes again.
yeah. I mean,
Artemi Panarin with an unreal start here.
uh-huh.
Points in every single game thus far, and I think that is second all time on the Rangers behind.
The great
Ooh,
the great Gilbert.
was it Gilbert?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, Gilbert. Now, the other thing that people don't realize, because I don't think a lot of Rangers fans know who Vinny Trocheck was before he got to the Rangers.
he's a fucking menace.
He's a menace, and also he makes it so our power play literally is all stars
Yeah,
because he plays that fucking bumper position. First of all, he plays it like a fucking rat, and I love it. But Foxy all star, Panarin all star, Kreider's been an all star, Trocheck's been an all star, Mika's been an all star. I mean, how many teams can say they got literally 5 all stars on their power play? You can't say it.
you can't.
And then the other thing that's so great, specifically about Mika Zibanejad, is Mika Zibanejad probably is, and I haven't seen many people argue with me on this, the best two-way center in the league.
Yeah,
He's both a potent shot, like a terrifying fucking slap shot sniper, Ovechkin style, on the left-hand side of that
yep.
power
From,
play,
from that left hand side, dude. That's
but he's also a fucking shut down PK guy. Dude, I've noticed when he's not on the PK.
absolutely.
Like
What is their first PK? Hold on.
I
I love this. I love this website solely for this. Let's see. Their first penalty kill unit doesn't even include Mika. It's
who the
Nick Bonino.
is it
It's
Barclay
Nick
Goodrow?
Bonino, Tyler Pitlick, Keandre Miller, and Ryan Lindgren. Which those two on defense, I love that.
Yeah.
Second penalty kill unit also includes Ryan Lindgren.
I mean that's fair.
Just keep him out there
I
for
was
the
gonna
full
say
2
Ryan
minutes.
Lindgren's just gonna be diving all over the ice, so you might as well just put him on the ice.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Lindgren honestly could just be the pot penalty kill.
Yeah, just Ryan Lindgren and uh, Nick Bonino. Funny enough, if you go into our fantasy hockey and look at players that are available,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Nick Bonino has the most block shots for people that nobody has on their team.
that's crazy because it's a half point per block in our league.
Yeah,
Dude, on daily faceoff, they don't even have Will Cooley's number. It's just the front of the jersey. This is Will Cooley.
yeah, probably because this is his first year in the league.
Yeah.
Yep. Nick Bonino has scored 18.7 points, and 18 of them were from block shots.
Oh yeah. Are you on daily faceoff?
Yeah,
Do you like Dylan Garland's? Just a
Dylan
fucking
Garand.
Dylan Garand. It's just a fucking long sleeve shirt. It's not even a jersey. They're like, that's a guy that plays hockey. Um,
He's definitely a guy. He's one of the hockey players of all time.
oh fuck me, that TikTok. He was, but so diving back into the second period, I think were they was it 3 for 3 or was it 2 for 2 on the power play that
On the power
period?
play?
Yeah,
Let's see. Because it should tell us, right?
it should. It, if you look at the box score, I believe.
Yeah, let's see. Box score. I mean, no, we only had how many power plays did we have in the second period? Because we got 2 goals out of it. It doesn't go like it doesn't go.
So in the second period, sir, Adam.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
right here. I'm going by play by play. So you have
One, two.
the Andrew Kopp got called for holding against Eric Gustafson, and then Chris Kreider scores 12 seconds later on a tip in from Gustafson and Panarin. Then Christian Fischer is called for tripping against Braden Schneider, and then 45 seconds after that, Vincent Trocheck scored one assist from Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider. So that's 2 for 2.
Yeah,
And
we were 2 for 2 in that second period. That was the only.
yeah, because Panarin scored 5 on 5.
Yep, and so did
Cooley.
Cooley. Yeah,
Yeah, because that's where it threw me off. Because Jake Wallman was called for a cross checking, but they didn't score on that.
right.
And
So
then
wasn't that in the third or was that in the second?
no, that was 14-23 into the second. And they did a TV timeout. And they did the whole, obviously the whole power play, and
Oh,
didn't.
yep.
And then they called that dog shit tripping call. Fucking Daniel Sprong, he flopped. I don't care. You can't convince me otherwise. Both when you got both Laviolette and Keandre Miller laughing at the penalty call, I mean, you know it's bad.
Yeah,
And then the third period, man, that was. I'm glad the whole game wasn't like that.
yeah. That third period was kind of got a little scary for me there for a
Yeah,
while.
because they score 2 goals in 20 seconds. You have Rasmussen at 7:55, and then Klim Kostin at 8:15, and then it seems like life is stable, and then Andrew Kopp scores at 13:49, and you're like, there's way too much time left in this game for a 2 goal lead. And being
Yeah,
Rangers fans, we all have PTSD from last season when we gave up a 4-0 lead to Edmonton to lose.
and they were all in the third period.
Correct. That is correct. But they pulled it out, which is all that matters. A dub is a dub.
Yep.
Obviously, they have things they have to clean up. Specifically in that third period, it felt honestly, I think it's a thing that probably Lavi will bring up with the boys because he seems like a good balance between like a player's coach and a dictator, where he obviously has like expectations and standards, but he's not going to fucking rail you into the ground.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure he will bring up to them that they got comfortable, and I think that's exactly what happened. They were like, "We're up by 5. Quickie's having a night. We can relax." And then
Yeah. That
the
was the problem.
exactly, and then all with a young team like Detroit, man, all they need to do is smell a little bit of blood, and they fucking pressed. All I could think of, like when I was like trying to look for an analysis for it, was like a UFC fight where like somebody's been dominating the whole fight, and it's very clearly they're gonna win on points, and then in the third round, the losing fighter gets like an injury on them where like you're like they're oh shit they're stunned and they just go nuts trying to knock them out because they know if they don't knock them out then
Hmm.
they're not going to win the fight, and that's pretty much what Detroit did. Detroit gave them their best in the middle of that third period. We did not break, thank God, but a
Yeah.
lot
No
of the puck
kidding.
possession in the third period was in our defensive zone, and I don't like to play that hockey because the Rangers, and this is a shock for Rangers fans, and I know that you'll agree with me, the Rangers typically are a team that's outshot 2-1, but they have not been that team this year. They've only been averaging like 20, 25 shots a game given up. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they did give up quite a few to Detroit the other or last night, I guess it was.
it must have
Um,
been in the third period because they were out shooting them 26-15 in the second.
yeah, last I looked, it was 32-28.
Yeah, well, Quickie had 28 saves, so that's 31
Oh,
shots,
30.
and we had
Yeah.
32 shots.
Yeah. So
Or no, 30. So we had
last time
37 shots.
no, it was 32-28. That was the final.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm looking at SA, and I thought that was saves, but SV is saves.
Yep. Good job.
Statistics. They're fun. I also believe that's the first game that Quickie's had where he was below 90% on the save percentage.
Yeah, because he had a 9.48 in the 3 games he played so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of them was a shootout or a shutout. So, but even I think
2 of them were, if I'm
no, just the one, just Edmonton. He gave up one against Winnipeg, right? Wasn't that a no? That was a 4-3 game.
Oh, he gave up one against Seattle.
Oh, right. 'Cause he played that game with the fucking lights being weird. Um, yeah. I mean, so it's not hard to have your
No,
worst game of the year when you.
it's his second under 900.
Are you counting the time that he came in for Igor?
No,
I thought he's only played 3 games.
he's played four now.
Really?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
I
he
forgot he
started
played
the
against the
Minnesota
Wild.
game.
I forgot
Yeah.
he played against the Wild. Um, but either way, as a backup goalie, to have a 90% save percentage, I'm happy with that.
Absolutely. It's something we've been missing. I mean, granted, Georgiev was not great for a while there when he was playing the backup, but ever since going to
No,
Colorado,
that was
he's
that was all attitude.
right. Because I do feel like he deserved to start, but how do you to to start? And that's why I'm glad that we let him go to Colorado
Right.
because they were in need of a goalie. But how do you let someone like that start over the best goalie in the National Hockey League?
Right. I mean, in Georgiev, there was a time when he was playing with Colorado where he was like a Vezina candidate. So like you got Benoit Allaire sitting there going, "Do we start this Vezina candidate or this Vezina candidate?" Like it was just, I think if Georgiev's in any other farm system besides the best goalie farm system in the NHL, he's starting and he makes his whole career with that team. But I agree with you. He had to go. He deserved his shot to start. Just like
Yeah.
Cam Talbot when he was backing up Hank and he had that when Hank got that throat injury. I think it was in 2016 where he played those like 14 games in the middle of the season and went like
Mm-hmm.
11-3.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so Quick sitting at 3-0-1 with a 177 goals against and a 935 save percentage with one shutout. And Igor Shesterkin is sitting at 6-2-0 with a 236 goals against and a 913 save percentage. So we have two goalies over 91% on the save percentage and below 2.5 on the goals against. If
Yep.
all, I bet you Edmonton looks at that and wants to throw up. They don't even have one goalie with that, let alone two.
Right.
It's a good problem to
And
have.
I feel bad. I feel bad for what was it, Jack Campbell?
Yeah, I think he just had. I think it was all. I think it's all his head, man.
Yep. Talk about the Sunday scaries.
Yeah, because like he's not. I mean, he had based on his play, he totally earned that paycheck, and then he just got to Edmonton. I think the pressure of being with Connor McDavid and being like, "You are the missing piece," because they that's what they try to say. Like he's the missing piece to them winning a cup, but they have no fucking defense. They have.
Mm-hmm.
They literally have McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, and like Evander Kane's good enough, and like that's it. I can't even. I think the only defenseman I can name is Darnell Nurse, and I'm pretty sure his seasonal average is like his game average is like a -2. So like, if that's your fucking best defenseman
Where do I find Edmonton here?
on the
They not have a game?
on the ESPN app, I just click them.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was just trying to figure out where they were in like the game schedule.
Oh, they.
There we are. I got it.
I was say they don't play until
Let's
Thursday.
see. Who on their roster do I know? Oh, I guess I should have said fucking Evan Bouchard because he is on my fantasy team, one of them.
Right.
And honestly, fantasy hockey is just great because when fantasy hockey starts, I forget all about football.
It is the
I play
best of all the fantasy geeks, in my opinion.
Yeah, I will sit and watch fantasy hockey like a hawk. And then I forget to set my lineup until my app is like, "Hey, you didn't do anything."
Right. Like, sir,
Hello?
could you please hello? So Matthias Ekholm, Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse, Cody Ceci. Those are the top 40 the D men, right? They're sitting right
Yep.
now. Matthias Ekholm is sitting at a -4 on the year. Evan Bouchard, you should probably know, but he is sitting at a -7 on the year.
Yep.
Darnell Nurse is sitting at a -5 on the year, and Cody Cece is sitting at a give credit where it's due. It's a 0. That's a fucking
There is
problem.
there is one player on the Edmonton Oilers that has a plus rating.
It is
It is Sam Gagne. Gagne?
Gagne. Gotta be.
Oh yeah, he's fucking from London, Ontario. It's got to be Gagne. But he's the only player on a team with arguably the best two players in the world.
Yeah, and he is their third line right winger. He plays
Because
on a line with Kane and Nugent Hopkins.
perfect.
McDavid and Draisaitl are both centers. That can't be right.
Yeah, I can.
Really?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
I maybe it's because they always score their power play goals. Because I always just feel like
Oh yeah,
I always feel like every time I watch an Edmonton highlight, I see them feeding each other.
fair.
But it's because they score 40% of their power play goals. So
He's listed as a center slash left wing. Draisaitl is.
yeah, that's on me. But I mean, either way. But we're diving into a team that we're not even supposed
Yeah, I know.
to. Just
It's just unfortunate for them.
it is direct correlation. Was it now? Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Talbot on Edmonton for a little bit, or is that Calgary?
No, I do believe he was on Edmonton.
I
Let me
thought so
see.
too. I thought I remember seeing that fucking Ghostbusters mask.
Oh yeah, he's played for the Rangers, Oilers, Flyers, Flames, Wild, and Senators.
Yeah, and I think he's in the Kings now.
Yes.
For him, he's having a good year. 6-2-1, 2.14, 923.
That's I guess that's what LA needed.
That's literally basically Igor stats.
Yeah, a little better on the save percentage.
It's a little better in the save percentage, a little better in the goals against, but he's got one extra
Yep.
loss in overtime.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so moving forward, the Rangers have coming up the Minnesota Wild. They're coming to town Thursday, and since we don't record until Sunday, they will also have
They will also have
the Columbus Blue Jackets, which they better win that game by 50. I'm so pissed they even
Columbus is
lost that game.
Columbus is scrappy.
Yeah, I'm just pissed. That's like the worst loss of the season, that 5-3 loss to Columbus. And I say it's the worst loss of the season because they didn't look bad. They looked so good. They just didn't get the puck luck.
Yeah, like if we look at Columbus and Florida the other day, they held right with them. They had him into overtime.
Yeah. I'm not saying
The
Columbus
Blue
is a
Jackets
bad
just beat
team.
the I mean 4-5-3, 11 points. Let's see, where are they standing right now?
They're second from the last. They're two above the basement dweller Pittsburgh Penguins.
Love to hear that. That is music to my ears.
Toronto's off to a surprisingly slow start. Holy shit. 6-5-2.
Yeah. Yeah, their goalies are not doing well.
See, and this is where I struggle with empathy because I've been a Rangers fan and we have Benoit Allaire, who is and will go down as the greatest goalie coach in the history of the NHL. And
Mhm.
going from Mike Richter to Henrik Lundqvist to Igor Shesterkin, I've never known what it's like to not have goaltending. And
Yeah,
the
that's true.
teams,
And it's not even like the Maple Leafs have a bad goalie. They
no,
don't have a
Ilya,
bad goalie room. Ilya Samsonov and Joseph Wall,
yeah,
they're both solid goalies.
yeah. I think their problem is I think they're another star-studded offense that leans
Mhm.
too heavily on their offense and gives up a shit ton of opportunities. I mean, look at Look at what we used to do with Hank. I mean, he'd face 40 shots a fucking night.
Yeah, we threw him to the wolves every night.
Yeah. And I think that's what Toronto's trying to do, except for Samsonov's not there. He's like, he's good, but he needs help, you know? I think if
Right.
Samsonov, if you get Samsonov down to facing 30 or less a night, I bet you see that fucking win percentage go way up.
I would have to agree.
And that's, I think, honestly, and I've been talking and listening to a couple of other Rangers podcasts and stuff, a, a couple of people like inside like the Rangers zeitgeist of media reporting literally
Hmm.
think that the lack of shots has been Igor's problem because he's like they're like he's making the saves that we're used to for Igor. He looks great. He's reacting well. They literally think that he's just the Rangers aren't keeping him active enough at only 25 shots or whatever it is that he just gives up a blunder because he hasn't faced a shot in 6 minutes.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely fair. Like, did I remember seeing at one point in the first period last night that the Rangers were out shooting Detroit 11-0.
Yeah, and they went through the first two power plays. They got no shots on goal.
They had one shot on goal in their second power play.
Okay, either way, you're down a man for four
Yeah.
minutes. You give up one shot.
Yep.
I mean, it's just it's. I'm trying to like wrap my head around the fact that this is not the Rangers team I grew up with. Like the worst that they're not playing anything like I'm used to them being. The 1-3-1 is a huge fucking change. The Rangers never clog up the neutral zone ever,
Ever.
and now they're being Carolina, just fucking being
The
rats.
number the number of times I watched this team turn the puck over in the neutral zone.
Yeah, I used to hate breakaways because I was like, oh, here we go. We're gonna try a breakaway, then we're gonna try tape to tape cross ice pass, gonna get picked off in the middle of the neutral zone, then we're gonna be 2-on-1 and give up a fucking goal, and it doesn't happen anymore.
No,
Sometimes,
and
but
I'm
I mean, it's
glad.
gonna happen sometimes, but
Yeah, I'm just glad it doesn't happen anymore because I'm so tired of being let down by this team.
yeah. I mean, last year was probably the biggest disappointment that I've gone through in a while
Yeah,
because I thought the year before they did so well, they were only going to build off of that, and they had no fucking oomph. And now I have hope again, and I hate having hope. I hate it.
yeah, especially because we're so used to mediocrity.
Yeah. I was
Like we
texting.
get we get to the first or second round of the playoffs
Yeah.
and then what?
I was texting Nate. I was like, he's like, dude, this is so fun to be off to such a good start. I go, yeah, but I hate it. He's like, why? I was like, because I can't have two good teams in my life, Nate. I need something to offset. And last year, the Eagles were doing great and the Rangers were dog shit, and that leveled me. And now I don't know what to do.
Well, you're also a Knicks fan, so there's your slice of humble pie.
But even then, they're not. They're 7-3 or 7-4.
Right now, yeah, sure.
Yeah, they made the playoffs last year, dude. Okay, that's like the first time in my life, besides like the Latrell Sprewell years.
Okay, fair.
So like they're good for their standard.
Yeah.
But we do so. I guess obviously we just talked Minnesota and Columbus. Those are both very winnable games. We really should have beat Minnesota and we really should have beat Columbus. So I would say
Yeah.
that should be at least 2 points, if not 4 points. I'm okay with 3 points. And then we go into the fucking gauntlet that is the month of November. Have you looked at November's schedule?
Yeah, because after the Wild Blue Jackets, we go Devil Stars, Laffer in Pittsburgh, and then Philly Bruins, Red Wings again.
Yep. Philly Bruins, Sabres, Red Wings, and the Sabres are no slouch. They are not
That's
your
true.
father's Sabres.
That's true. I went to my first NHL game ever
Yeah, you did.
in Buffalo, which is a lot more hostile than I thought it would be.
It's because the city of Buffalo knows that they're just the forgotten city, and so when New York City comes to town, like I have buddies who are Patriots fans, and they've gone to Buffalo, and then they've gone to the Bills games as Jet like with Jets fans, and they say it's nowhere even near the same. Like they're like they literally hate the fucking Jets, and I think it's because the Jets are from New York City.
Yeah, I mean, like There was a couple in front of me that turned around and screamed at me
Oh,
after the goal that was called off. I don't know if you remember the game.
I do. Yeah, the one where Igor
Okay,
like had a
yeah,
stroke and
yeah,
passed it. Yeah, I
and
was like, what the fuck?
the goal got called off.
Yeah, 'cause he was offside.
But dude, as soon as the goal horn sounded, this dude turned around, looked at me, and just like started screaming in my face. So when they called it off, I looked right back at him. I go, "No goal." And, and he's like, "Yeah, I can see. Thanks." I go, "Then don't fucking single me out. I
Right.
didn't do anything to you."
I will never understand that mentality. Like, I'm a ball buster, but that's it. Like, I'll tease you, but I'm not gonna fucking like actually hold you accountable for what my team and your team are doing.
Right. Like it was just absolutely mind-boggling that this dude was like singled me out. And I was sitting next to like the coolest Rangers fan I've ever met. Like he was he laughed in their face after I said that. I don't know this kid. I never got his name,
um,
but we were best friends that night.
have I ever told you the story of my first Rangers game
I
when
don't
I went
believe you have.
when I went to Ottawa? And Ottawa's like literally shout out to Ottawa. They're like the nicest place on earth to go watch a hockey game. So it was the first
No,
time
I don't
first
believe
time I'd
it.
ever gone to a game, and we wanted to go early. And there's a really very fun and nice restaurant in the bottom of Canadian Tire Center. So we went there. We went to the restaurant. We were hanging out. We obviously had our jerseys on and we're ready to go. And it was me and Will Bolter and Britt and these Senator fans come and sit at the table next to us. And he leans over and he's like, "So your first game?" Because like I'm sure we were like looking a lot awestruck. And we're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, that's good." And we're like, "Yeah." Thinking that he was like gonna bust our balls. He goes, "It's my first chance to go to a game all year." He goes, "Ottawa's on a 6 game win streak, but the Rangers are a fucking wagon, so that'll end." And I was like, "Oh no, oh no."
Oh no.
And he's like, every time he's like, "I just feel like it doesn't matter. The Rangers come in here and he's like, they're gonna win 5-2." Dude, the fucking final score of that game was 5-2. It was unbelievable.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, no, I swear to God, he called it. He's
That's insane.
and like because as you know, the Garden is so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
That arena was half full of Rangers fans because it's 33 cents to go to a game. So it was loaded with Ranger fans. So like they're scoring and like I'm cheer. There's like there people are singing the goal song. I was like, what is happening? Where are we?
Really?
Yeah, it was nuts. I mean, I don't now. Granted, that was Ottawa's on a down year. Like, they were on a 6 game heater, but overall, I think they finished like sixth in the division. Now Ottawa's actually got hope again, so it might not be such a fun place to go anymore. They might be confident, but
Yeah.
the only place I'm actually scared to go is Montreal.
Why Montreal?
Because dude, French Canadians are harsh.
Ah, fair.
It's original six. Montreal is like the greatest original six franchise in terms of like their history. They're like imagine like French Canadians being from where we are.
Right.
Imagine French Canadian Yankee fans, and then tell me if you want to go to that environment.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So,
Yeah, no,
um,
no.
but we'll close it up. So obviously we got Minnesota Columbus and we got the Gauntlet coming up. We'll talk. We got to talk quickly about the fucking situation in the fucking injured
In the
reserve.
in the crease.
Yeah. Today Johnny Quick goes down upper body day to day. So now we got Shesty and Quick out upper body day to day. We have Louis Domingue called up, most likely going to start the Minnesota game. And do you know anything about this Dylan Garan guy?
Dylan Grant, I mean, they were very high on him. I think he was drafted in the third or fourth round in I want to say the same year as Laffy,
Uh huh.
if not Kako.
Okay.
Um, I don't know much about him. He took over on our depth chart for Adam Huska, which was supposed to be the next big thing for us. But then Igor showed up and he's like, "Hey, no, I got this."
Yeah.
Um, so I like what I've seen from Dylan Garand. Um, Granted, not a whole lot because I don't pay much attention to Hartford.
Really?
If we're being honest, yeah,
I can't really judge you because the only reason I pay attention to Hartford is because I turned Grayson into a Hartford fan, and so I do it to keep up like my sister up to date on what's going on, so he knows,
fair. Um,
and to watch Brendan Hoffman.
Brennan Hoffman and another name that I'm excited to see in the next couple years, Gabe Perreault.
Really?
Yeah, he was the Hartford Player of the Month and Player of the Month in October. Yeah, um, 6 goals, 2 assists, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
He was Dylan
So
Duran was drafted with Laffy, by the way. It was the 2020 NHL entry draft.
okay, so I was right.
Yeah. Okay.
See, I know things sometimes.
I mean, he's a backup. I'm not like too. He's like a backup to the backup to the backup, but um,
Yeah, but I still like what I see from him. What did we figure out that website was for the AHL?
oh, I think it's the AHL. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So just to see where.
Well, this year he's got 5 games played, goals against average of 2.63, and a save percentage of 9.14. They're 3-1-1, or he's 3-1-1. Hartford.
Yeah,
I'm not. This is how many games have they played? Does that make him the starter down there? Is he the starter down there? No, Louis Dominguez, right?
yeah, Louis
Assuming the
Dominguez.
depth, assuming the roster or the depth chart's the way it's supposed to be, Louis Dominguez their starter, right?
That would be my guess.
Because Louis Dominguez the first tier call up. It's so wild to
Yeah,
me that Louis Dominguez is our third string goalie, and he like almost single handedly knocked us out of the playoffs in 2022.
yeah. No, was it 2022 or 2021?
It was the 2021-2022 season, but it was the 2022
Okay, yeah,
postseason because like last postseason was 2023, and this postseason will be 2024. So it feels
yeah.
weird because like of how the seasons work, but it was 2020. But yeah, that Olaf Lindblom is now their goalie.
Yes, Olaf Lindbaum.
Lindbaum, yeah, that guy.
So fucking good for him.
Yeah,
I've liked what I've seen from him too,
was he
believe it or
playing?
not.
Was he playing for Jacksonville prior? Yes, he was.
I don't know.
28
Yes,
games
he
for
was.
HCHL Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Icemen, Double A affiliate of the New York Rangers. Why do I know that? Because I worked in fucking single A hockey, baby. I know all about
Yeah.
that shit. The SP, the EC. I fucking know it all. Um, I mean, I just my prayer, and this is my prayer, like literally, like Domini Patri, Spiritu Santi. Please let one of them be back by the time we fucking play the Devils. Because I can't. My mental health at this point in time during the holiday season, I cannot deal with Devils fans. I just can't. I refuse. I won't do it.
Okay, so sorry, just going back on Dylan Garand right now. In his career, he's 16, 16, and 4 with 3 shutouts, an 896 save percentage, and a 298 GAA.
Okay,
Not great.
not great. Not great.
Louis Domingue in the AHL, 81, 62, and 18 with a 909 and a 272.
Okay. Louis Domingue against the New
That's
York Rangers. Fucking 975.
975 and
I
a
think he had
point three four.
I think he had one shutout.
Yeah, it was
Um,
unfair. I don't know why. I don't know why in the playoffs that every fucking goalie
Oh
just
yeah,
stands on
like
the end
last year
against
with
him.
fucking Karel Vejmelka coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We had no
Yep.
idea who he was. He fucking just shuts us right down. I don't know what if it's the
Wait.
postseason and you have a
Arizona didn't make the postseason.
oh no, not what the fuck is his name?
What team?
The Devils. They remember their starting goalie. We lit him
Oh,
up.
Akira Schmid.
Yeah, Kira Schmid. Fucking
Yeah, because
if
we fucking torched Vanacek.
yeah. So future reference for anybody who plays the Rangers in the postseason, just put your fucking rookie goalie in.
Yeah,
Just put him in.
he'll win.
Yeah,
He'll
start.
win.
Have him
We'll
start
win.
the series. It's fine. Well, the same thing happened with Devin Levi. Remember, they put Devin Levi and we get
In
shut out.
Buffalo. Yep.
It's weird, but that's my prayer. My prayer is that either Quick or Igor is back by the Devils. I'd assume since they're just like banged up day to day,
Yeah.
that they're gonna. There's no way
They
they're
should be
gonna
fine.
sit for that matchup. I mean, the Devils is like not only is it a rivalry, it's also a divisional matchup that's against a top 3 team. When you're like, and I think I've told you this before, but like historically speaking, the standings going into Thanksgiving are like accurate to like 80%.
Yeah.
It's insane. I've never ever heard of that in my entire life. Like usually you think, oh, there's a whole season in front of us because you're only a quarter of the way through the season. No, bro, where you're at is where you're gonna be.
Yep. Absolutely.
So
And
that's a critical juncture. I mean,
it scares me. It scares me being at the top of this division right now.
yeah, I mean, right now we're 2 points behind Boston for the best record in the Eastern. Which if you had told me that A, Boston would be the best team in the Eastern, and B, we'd be the second best team, I would have punched you in the face both times because Boston's on a down year. They shouldn't be the best team in the fucking Eastern, and we're the New York Rangers, which means we hang out in 5th and 6th place. So both of those things,
Right.
I would have probably thrown Toronto and New Jersey at the top, maybe Carolina, but I'm going to enjoy this while I can. Let's just say that.
Absolutely. Yes.
But I think we have sufficiently sucked the matchup in our expectations going in. Obviously, we went a
Yeah.
little further into detail because I finally had you on here so we could talk expectations and history and things like that. But
Right.
we will allow you guys to enjoy your weekend. Obviously, this will release on on Thursday morning, so that night the Rangers will play the Minnesota Wild at 7:00 at MSG. So be sure to tune in for that. I do not envy Louis Domingue for having to jump on the ice behind 2 All-Stars and having to face Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Zuccarello in a game. So have fun with that.
And Ryan Hartman.
Yep.
Can't forget Ryan Hartman.
Can't forget Ryan Hartman. Not fun. Not fun to face that line.
No.
So good luck to him, and we will talk to you guys on Monday.
See you then.
Bye, bud.